Ahoy Captains, it's Baz again with another video from World of Warships Legends. And today we have a Let's Play video for you. We are in the Z-31. This is the alternative Tier 6 German destroyer. And we're in a game of domination on the map Hotspot. Now, before we get into the match here, full disclosure, I'm a bit hungover from yesterday. Yesterday, as of this recording, was the Super Bowl. And unfortunately, my 49ers lost, but it was an amazing game, and it went all the way to the end of overtime, so I had a lot of time to drink a lot. So the commentary today might be a little bit off, or who knows, it might be even better. Let's find out. Alright. Now, a lot has been made about this new alternative German destroyer line, and a lot of that talk has been made about the Z-31, because that's the one that a lot of people have, but rightfully so, because this ship is dang good. Now, there's a lot of reasons why, but I think the most obvious reason is the armor-piercing shells that this thing has. And so, for the first part of the time that I've had this ship, I've been testing the AP a lot, and we're going to test the AP a lot in this match. Case in point, Exhibit A against this Vaklin here. Now, he's got his reload booster, so he's going to be able to, return some fire on us pretty nicely. So what we're going to do is we're going to rely a little bit on our teammates here. We're going to pop some smoke. And we're going to go undetected. Try to use that as to our advantage. This early in the match and being right into the middle of the map, we want to conserve our hit points a little bit here. And as we know that Vaklin does not have smoke, he's shot his guns. So it's going to be tough for him to drop detectability. And there you go. We got our first kill of the match, first blood medal. So, of course, you know, use all of your tools in your tool bag. Use everything you can to your advantage. That Vaklin obviously overextended just a little bit. But, you know, to his credit, he did try to take out the enemy destroyer, which was myself. And that was the right play. It's just that he kind of went a little bit aggressive there. And he didn't really have the backup that I had. Now we're using AP against the Pensacola, and we actually got a Citadel there. These guns here are 150 millimeters, so they are the highest caliber of gun for a destroyer in the entire game. Now, since I have been playing this ship, and since I did record this video, or I should say record the footage, or capture the footage, that's probably the best way to put it. I've been experimenting with the HE quite a bit more. I found that the HE has been just as useful as AP in certain situations. But again, the AP is going to be your bread and butter on this ship. The damage just does such great things, you know? And I was almost a little surprised at how well this ship can hold up, because it's only got 4 guns. It's got 2 in the first turret on the front, and then each of the back 2 turrets are just single guns. So that's something to keep in mind when you're positioning yourself. And speaking of positioning, it's at this point where I had thought of going over into the Alpha Cap since we're so close. But I could see that we also have 2 friendly ships that are really close to getting in there. And so I thought to myself, well, that means we should be heading over to the Bravo Cap. That's where we're needed the most. So on our way over there, that leaves us free to, you know, launch a few torps at these battleships and then head on over there. And you know what? We got a little bit of time to kill here. So while we're heading over to the Bravo Cap, let's put our commander up on the screen. We're using our old friend and basically the only option in the gunboat for German destroyers. It's Eric Bay. And he's inspired by Vincent Mordoff. And I have William Sims on here. Now this is basically my typical German destroyer build. And I haven't really messed with it much because I wasn't really quite sure yet. But I do believe I'm going to switch something up here. Probably switch up Sims to something different. I've heard through the grapevine that increasing your minimum ricochet angles is a great option for this line. But you know what? A great option for us in this match is to get rid of that damn Akatsuki while we can. Yeah, you could say that was a yoink kill, but there's literally no one else on this side of the map that could shoot at him, as the rest of our team on this flank is all dead. But we're going to continue to shoot AP against Huang Yi, and we get him as well. And that's our third kill of the match. Got him with a big old juicy citadel too. And so now that pulls us even in ships in the match. And we're down to 4 versus 4. Wow, that was real quick here. We still got 9 minutes left in this friggin' match, and everyone's been evaporated. So here we are. We're going to go into Bravo Cap, and we need to at least flip that, because our other teammates there are having a little bit of trouble in the Alpha Cap. I might have put a little bit too much faith in those guys. Why not take a few pot shots at the Nelson on our way over, and we set a fire. Very nice. Although he damage cons our single fire. Why you would ever damage con a single fire when you're in a Nelson, I have no clue. But hey, you play your ships the way you want to play them. We also have a California over here too. So as soon as our torps reload, we need to check those babies out if we can. We want to stop them from coming into this cap. If we get some hits, that's awesome, but we basically want to use those torps as area denial. And this is a perfect example of using your torps for area denial. We want to keep those guys scared, make sure they don't want to come into the cap and deal with us. Otherwise they could just charge in, get us spotted, and with the Nelson's HE, we would not be lasting very long. Little bugger took a blind fire at us too, didn't he? Knocked out our engine and our rudder. So there you go, there was Exhibit A as to why we wanted to get those torps out and to scare him from coming into the cap. And due to our poor detectability, we wanted to get our smoke up, since we were within the detection range too of those two battleships. Z-31 has really bad detectability, one of the worst at the tier. It also has really bad maximum speed too, so you can't really get away. But it has the most hit points. So this little guy is pretty balanced. It does have its strengths and weaknesses. Although at tier 6 it might be deemed a little bit too powerful in terms of its AP damage and penetrations and of its AP shells and all that stuff regarding its AP. So I wouldn't be surprised in the future if something gets tweaked a little bit. I don't think it would be anything substantial, and at least I hope it wouldn't be. And so here we're just continuing to gunboat these two battleships. We were checking to make sure that neither their turrets were pointed at us. So even though we were detected while shooting them, we still had the cover of the islands. And of course, if the enemy's not looking at you, then why not give them what for? We did get a fire on the Nelson. I think we got a second fire on the Nelson. And then eventually he's going to damage con those. And so we're switching back and forth between HE and AP, depending on you know, what we want to do with our damage here. Experimenting with what kind of damage we can get with AP on the battleship superstructures here. But we're at a bit of a distance, and so maybe we're not getting the pens that we want. And he is a little bit angled, so we did swap back to HE. And oh boy, we're losing a ship or two here. We're gonna be down eventually here to 2 versus 4. And although we have both caps, they do have the numbers advantage, and so we do gotta play it a little bit carefully here. Being that both carriers are alive, especially their carrier, and we have all the caps, I'm kind of content just to defend this cap. I don't really need to, you know, go out into open water and start, you know, gunboating and get myself killed and leaving it up to our carrier. Although we did finish off that Nelson back there because he got all turned around. His turrets were facing completely away from us, and that got us our 4th kill of the match. We are officially on the hunt for the K-word. But the enemy carrier is going to try and damper our plans. And so he's going to come after us. We do have a bit of hit points there to contend with him. Unfortunately, the Z-31 doesn't have a whole lot of AA defense. It does have quite a few AA guns, but they ain't do shit. And you can tell because we have not shot down a single plane this match yet. Even though he's directly flying above us. We're not shooting down anything. So you can't really rely on this ship's AA. Now, like I said, we are still content, though, to play defensively. We want to wait for that California that's near us to make the first move. Or do we? The hamster wheel's really turning here now at full speed. We're trying to figure out what we want to do. What we definitely want to not see is our carrier moving up forward and getting into position to get shot by this friggin' California. What are you doing, carrier? Get back. Oh my goodness. So I think we're gonna have to play a little bit of rescue here. And you know what? There's been a few times where I've, played a little bit passively, tried to, put personal achievements to the side, and played for the team victory. But in this one, I thought, you know what? Screw it. We're going for the gusto. Sometimes it doesn't work out when you play too passively or defensively. So we're going to play aggressive. We're going for the win. We're going for the Kraken. Let's see how it turns out. Let's hope the California has been distracted by our carrier. And yeah, he's not ready for us. His turrets weren't pointing in our direction. And there you go, Kraken Unleashed. Also got the high caliber. Unfortunately, the carrier was ready for us, and he gets a torp hit on us. And now it's just the Heinrich here. So we want to stay skinny to him, make sure his poor dispersion, hopefully poor dispersion if he's playing the builds right. Or I should say if he's playing the right build. But hey, speaking of the carrier, there's the Ryujo moving up, who was getting into the action. There's no real reason not to at this point for his team. He's way down in points. Although the Heinrich just flipped that cap, he needs to get moving here. And so we're going to demonstrate the AP against a nicely, lightly armored carrier here. And we are citadeling the absolute bejesus out of him. Very nice. We've since unlocked the Confederate medal. And then now, there you go. We get the kill on the Ryujo. Ryujo. How did I say that? I'm not sure. I'm still hungover, remember? So now, with the carrier eliminated, we have our carrier finally retreated to where he should be at this point in the match. It's just a matter of cleaning up this Heinrich. Now, the Heinrich does have sonar, and it is fairly maneuverable. So he is going to be pretty tough to get rid of. This particular Heinrich player, you know the type of player I'm talking about. His main goal is just not to die. That's his main goal in life here. All he wants to do is end this match alive. You gotta protect that precious KD ratio, right guys? We have a bit of an inside joke in our fleet. You gotta protect that precious KD ratio, because, in the fleet screen, it's right there. It's really prominent. Even though when it comes to actual skill level, it doesn't mean shit. For some reason, Wargaming, has put an emphasis on it. So yeah, you gotta have a high KD ratio to impress all your potato buddies. I don't mean to humble brag, but I do have a high KD ratio myself. But I don't measure myself at all to what my KD ratio is. I don't think it's a good measure of your skill level or your impact on a battle at all. Personally, I do like to see my win rate as high as possible, especially in individual ships. But mainly I'm looking at the average XP, to be honest, and it's tied to win rate a little bit. The more you win, the higher your XP is gonna get with that 1.5 multiplier. But yeah, you can't be scared to die. You can't be scared to go in to the dirty areas, right? Do what it takes to win. Sometimes you gotta take one for the team. I've said that in videos in the past. Sometimes you get a bad spawn and you're outnumbered. And basically, it's your job to stay alive as long as possible. But eventually, you are gonna die. And honestly, could we have segued that any better? Look at these laser beams by the Heinrich. I was not expecting that at all. I was just trying to pad my stats at that point. I knew that the carrier would be able to win the match for us, even if I had died. But wait a minute. No! My precious KD ratio. Damn it all. What was I thinking? Just kidding, who gives a shit? But hey, while we're waiting for this match to finish playing out, one more humble brag here. I'm honestly not a very good player, so I don't get a lot of chances to do this. And yes, I don't have a lot of games played in this ship, but that's a pretty solid record, right? Even if it does come back down to earth a little bit, which it will, we're still off to a great start in this ship. But yeah, maybe when I'm done grinding this ship and we've unlocked the tier 7, I'll post the final stats just to show you, you know, that eventually things will average out. But yeah, there you go, a 6-pack in the Z-31. We finished that match with over 145,000 in damage. We got our 6 sinkings, 9 citadels in that, baby. And there's our Kraken Unleashed medal, Confederate medal, and the High Caliber medal. We also got a real nice bit of base XP in that one, 3,412 base XP. That's a beauty. Well, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button for me. Consider hitting that subscribe button to see more of my videos. Feel free to leave a comment down below and tell me what you think about this ship. And as always, take care of yourselves and do what makes you happy.